Hey guys, it's Marilee, and in today's video, I tried to build a house using some of the new build items that came in that base game update a few days ago. You know, the one for the werewolf pack. It came with a bunch of stuff like the lunar cycle, and there were some new clothing items. But for build mode, it came with the normal size telescope, finally, a few wallpapers with caution tape on them, and then a few things with terrain paint. So I wanted to try and build a house with these things, and I had ideas sort of for what I wanted to do with those pieces specifically, but I didn't really have an idea for what I wanted to do for the rest of the house, which wound up being a massive problem. Now when I decided to do this, I was like, oh, I'll quickly build a house, you know, inspired by the new update. It'll be quick, it'll be small. It wound up taking me almost 2 hours, which, I mean, I've spent that amount of time and longer on builds, but this was not expected. I did not plan on doing that this time. And I went so long, like my hand was cramping when I was done because it was 2 straight hours. I built the house way too big. I knew, like, once I finished it and I started trying to do the floor plan that I did it too big, but I still refused to shrink it for some dumb reason. I should have just made that bottom smaller. I don't know why I was so insistent on keeping it that way. Just a bit of a warning, I jumped around a lot when I was building. Like, I just kept getting frustrated with certain parts and skipping around. So if I'm talking about something and I run off to a different room suddenly and then come back, you know, just ignore that. Now, also, when I started building this house, for some reason I added in a lot of the, like, fancier columns. I don't know. Because I'd used those columns, I started trying to be like, oh, the house is fancy now, let me do fancy stuff, which I didn't stick to, but the fancy theme was never supposed to happen in the first place, so I don't know. The house is a mess if you haven't expected that already. The house is a mess. Now, once again, I didn't know what to do with the floor plan. I was having trouble figuring it out. At this point, I realized, or I remembered actually, that I was planning on putting the main bedroom on the first floor and that, like, back room off to the side. But I forgot about that when I was actually building the house, so I put a little balcony in the front for it. So I was like, okay, well, I gotta keep it here because I just don't know what to do with the second balcony. So I guess there's just the bedroom's upstairs. I'll find it, but it's okay. You know, I found a different purpose for the back room. It was okay. Now for the kitchen and the, like, entryway, I wound up using spandrels, which normally I don't. At first I thought it looked kind of neat, like interesting, you know, something different. A lot of it was just because the archways weren't as tall as I wanted to. They just weren't tall enough. But I thought it looked cool, and I liked that, like, you know, section off the kitchen, but I could still keep it open, and that was nice. But now, I don't know, looking at it, I'm not sure if it looks a little weird. Maybe just something about how it, like, the color of it, I don't know. Initially with the kitchen, I wanted to try using different counters and cabinets because I feel like I always use the same ones. I mean, like I said before, I only have Space Game and Get Together, so it's not like I have a whole lot of options. But I tried using that one, like, I think it's Vault, but I was having trouble getting the color spectrum. It was driving me crazy, so I switched to one that I more normally use, and I think it looked better anyways. Now, when I did the spandrels, I went up with a corner where I had the walls, because I still wanted to, like, partly section stuff off, and I really liked having a counter. I liked to, like, put something over there. Initially, I had, like, a tall cabinet, but I switched to a second, like, counter and cabinet, so I could put stuff on it later, and I just thought that was really nice. I don't know, it's just not something I normally have, because I don't normally do it that way, but I really liked it. Now, the kitchen, it just seemed empty. So I tried putting an island and seating, but every way I did it just seemed wrong. Like, it was either too big or it just fit weird. I don't know. I spent forever on this. It took me a long time. I wound up leaving it with a whole circle. Because originally, like, I kept cutting it half a few times trying to voice it out. That wasn't working. So I left a whole circle counter island, but I just did 2 shares, like two across from each other. And then I decorated the kitchen. I put, like, and I put paper towels on that corner counter. I liked a few things on the counters, just, you know, add some stuff. Now the living room, I think it came out nice. It looks nice, but I wish I had flipped the living room and dining room. I just think the dining room looked better there, but not so much that the living room looks wrong there, but whatever. I like that I had so much seating. I like that I did, like, the 2 couches outside and the chair in the middle. And I was also really happy that I could put that bookcase in that one spot. I didn't know what I was going to do with it at first, and I was like, oh, this makes so much sense. Now, going off for the living room, I wound up deciding at this point I was going to make a lot of the downstairs blue, and I continued into the dining room where I didn't really do much of anything. I had decorations later, but it's still just kind of like the table's just there. Once again, I think it would have made more sense in the, you know, next to the kitchen more, but it's okay, it works. Then I quickly did a bathroom, and then in that back room that I said was, you know, supposed to be the bedroom, I'm putting a bar, a treadmill, and a woodworking bench. And I think I had a few things later on too, but I kind of just made this catch-all space. And also, it leads to the back porch from there. You know, you don't go through the kitchen or anything, it's through there. But I don't know, it's just like this, like, nice, like, back room with stuff. I don't know. It makes no sense, but I kind of like that it makes no sense. It just seems more realistic that there'd be a room that just has all this stuff that didn't really have another place to go. Now, as I said earlier, this build took me over 2 hours when I was not intending for it to. About this time, I was really starting to lose steam. Like, I was just like, I wanted this house to be done. It should have been done so long ago, but I also wasn't really liking how it came out. It just wasn't what I wanted, so I started trying to go a little fast, so some stuff isn't as decorated or as nice as it would have if I, you know, still slowed down and dot it out more. I'm gonna put a grill and a little bench on the back porch just to have something for now. And I did like a little bit more decorating, like a plant. I put the fishbowl on the other side of that corner near the dining room because that hallway just seemed empty. But I don't know, it seems a controversial place. I feel like that would just get knocked right down, but it's The Sims, whatever. And then I finally started doing it upstairs. Once again, the bathroom's quick. I never spend much time in the bathroom, so whatever. Then I went into the master bedroom. It's really bland, and I planned on coming back and adding more to it, but I never did. It's just, I don't know. I should have done more, but whatever. It works. It's fine. So my original idea with that caution wallpaper was that I was going to put it into a kid's bedroom so I could do like a cool construction theme room, do like, I don't know, little like bulldozer toys stuff, maybe put like, I don't know, planks of wood, stuff like that. I don't know what game I thought I was playing. There's no construction stuff, at least not in the packs I have, but I don't think there's any at all. And it's just like, in my head, I had this cute little room, and I'm like, where did I think that was going? What did I think I was playing? Like, that's not possible in The Sims 4. What was I thinking? So that whole idea had to be scrapped because, you know, it just wasn't possible. And I don't know why. I don't at all know why I thought it would be possible. I feel so dumb that I made it that far into the process, not realizing that wasn't going to work. So then initially, I didn't really know what to do. It slowly became dinosaur inspired. I had like the little dinosaur wall drawings and stuff in the dinosaur bed. The room was a weird shape. That L was not a good idea. I was struggling to make it, the layout make sense. Like, originally I had the bed over towards the window more, and like the PlayStation was kind of in the corner, and it was weird. But then I found this cute little dinosaur rug, and I just refused to cover it because it was cute. So then in trying to, you know, get that in a spot where I didn't have to cover it, I wound up flipping the play area and the bed area, and it definitely helped. It makes it seems better. It makes a bit more sense, but it's definitely still overall odd. I should have made that room a different shape. I shouldn't have stuck with how it was. It was doomed from the start. And then the other kid's bedroom, I hadn't thought about it at all. I slowly wound up with this red, white, and black color scheme. I thought that was kind of neat. The idea is that this is supposed to be an older kid. You know, it has a computer in there, like that. So I'm thinking, like, stuck in that big, not stuck in, it's gigantic, but I put that big dollhouse there, and I like how that looked. I'm not sure I've ever used a black swatch on it, but I like it. I really liked how it looks there, and I'm glad I put it in, because originally I didn't think to do that. And then finally onto this main upstairs patio with the telescope, which I put the telescope in earlier, and I'm just now realizing I didn't mention when that happened, even though that's like the focal point or the original intention behind the whole house. Now with the telescope swap, I did the galaxy swatch on it. I just really liked it when I was seeing it in video, so I went with that, and I was really planning on having the whole house to be the kind of galaxy and space themed because of it, but there wasn't really much stuff that worked for it, so obviously that didn't happen. But anyways, this outside area, I had a telescope, I put an easel and a chess table, and later on like a little another bench or something there. I just wanted to be like a family hangout, you know. It was off of what I was originally intending would be like a second living room kind of family room, but there wasn't enough space for that to fit. But I'm actually glad I didn't. So like I put a game table and a little reading area, and I really like that. But these two spaces were kind of like supposed to work as like extensions of each other, like this nice like area for the family to hang out. And I'm really glad that my original idea did not work for this, because I like that it wound up it kind of forced me to put different things in there to do that I wasn't planning on initially. And then finally getting to the outside, I almost completely forgot about the new terrain paint. Only 4 build items in this that this build was supposed to be based off of, and I forgot 2 of them. I couldn't believe it. But I'm doing like a little eating area with the rocks, put a little picnic table there. And the dirt, I did something I'm kind of proud of, just like, well, I mean, I put it under the planters and under the swing set, but not the swing set. I'll get to that later with swings, but under the monkey bars. And I kind of put the dirt in areas where I thought like people would walk. So, like, you know, there's a bit of dirt to the monkey bars because kids would be running around on it. In the front yard, I did a similar thing where I had dirt like going from the mailbox into the garage, like kind of seemed like, oh, you know, these have moved, people watch here, the dirt's kicking up, you know, kicking up the grass. So I don't know, I thought it was neat. Normally just do like immediately around the object, not leading up to it, but I thought it was nice. The reason I said swing set earlier, I am incapable of remembering that there is no base game swing set in The Sims 4. I don't know why. But more so, why is there not swings in the base game? That makes no sense to me. The monkey bar is really the only thing that can be used outside for kids, because I mean, I can't fit the giant spaceship and pirate ship everywhere. That doesn't fit in most places, so I don't know. I want base game swings, that's what I'm trying to say. If we got a base game small telescope after however, what, 8 years now? 7, 8 years? I think we could get a base game swing set. Anyways, this build and also this commentary in this video feels like it's all over the place. The build I think wound up okay. Just okay. Parts of it doesn't really make sense, but whatever. When I was building it, I thought it was just a total mess, so I'm glad it's alright. And it was nice, you know, getting to use new objects even if most of my ideas for them didn't work out. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and bye.